Hello everybody, this is Phoenix Cindy, and well, I am finally back with another devlog. It has been more than a month, but that is because of multiple things. I've been really busy with finals and graduating. I'm finally graduated, so I don't need to worry about school, and I'll actually have time to work on Lizargon, which is incredible. So, recently I have added a few things to Lizargon, just not as much as I wish I did. So, really the main change that I've done from the last devlog to this one is that I've changed the colliders. So instead of being a capsule collider, which was very unpredictable and would just go in random directions if you hit a corner, they are now box colliders, which allow for a lot more control, a lot more focus, and in the actual game I'll probably make it a little smaller than the character model just so that it feels more fair. But you actually can control yourself even when you hit corners at fast speeds, which is really good. And then the second thing that was really the biggest thing that held me back from making more progress, other than graduation, was the fact that I updated from Unity version 2021 to 2022, the most recent one. Pretty much what happened is that Unity has a long-term support thing where there's versions that are a lot older but have more long-term support or whatever. So I kept using those. Problem is that they're old, so I didn't know the news that there was a major change in visual scripting from versions 2020 to 2021, which caused the whole thing to break down. What I had to do in a panic was figure out that there is a way to automatically fix it in the current versions of Unity, which are not long-term support, which took me way longer to figure out than I'd wish. So I had to grab the version of Lizargon that was already broken, somehow update it to 2022, and fix it, and then readjust some of the nodes and stuff so that it would actually work again. But it's fine, it's updated. I'm going to continue using current versions so that I stay updated on the news of what happens, just so that the same thing doesn't happen. So that's really my biggest recommendation. Always stay updated with the news. It's fine if you use older versions, just make sure you always check the news, of the updates, or the update logs, I don't know what they're called, just to know, hey, there's a major change, be prepared for that. And then the third thing I've done with Lizargon is that I re-implemented the swimming mechanics. So you can actually swim the way I want it to. I want the swimming to be unique in Lizargon, like the rest of the game, but the swimming here, I don't want it to be just a spam the jump button to swim. I want it to be a lot more intuitive, a lot more unique, and a lot more tied into the theme of the game, which is speed and momentum. So with the swimming, you can conserve a lot of your momentum as long as you don't hit a wall, or later when I implement them, if you don't hit an enemy, and you'll be able to pretty much enter the water at a high speed and exit the water at that, not the same high speed, but at a different speed, because you do slowly lose speed over time in the water to make it more balanced, but it is really unique and really useful for, I don't know, if you want to conserve your speed going into a lake and flying out upwards into a tree or something, which I think I am going to implement in the level. So then, the last thing I did was that I completely overhauled the ceiling jump. So the ceiling jump used to be really useless, and now there are two types of ceiling jumps. The sideways ceiling jump, which allows you to convert upward speed into sideways speed, as long as there's a ceiling and you execute that jump. And then the downward ceiling jump, which converts upward speed to downward speed, or just allows you to gain a lot more downward speed if you're in a tight situation, which is a lot more useful, a lot better, and I'm sort of disappointed I didn't think of it sooner. So those have been the changes I've made to Lizargon. For the next devlog, I am going to have the elemental abilities done. I'm determined to finish those before making the next devlog. And then once those are done, then I'll actually be able to start with the combat and the enemies and stuff. But for now, I'm going to focus on the elemental abilities. So stay tuned for that.